All right. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. The brother Kadash Ayash from the city of Indianapolis camp going to start by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to these brothers pushing the truth week in, week out in sincerity, charity, and love in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Just gonna go into you gotta examine yourself in this truth. No matter who you are or what status you are or any of that, you need to examine yourself. Okay. You gotta watch how you do things and watch how you carry yourself and watch the way that you're moving in this truth. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out my first precept. This is Ephesians 4:22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. That's the one thing you gotta make sure that you put off. All right, examining yourself, make sure that you got rid of that old man, that old spirit. Okay, because that old spirit will try to do what? Uh, Creep up and creep back in. All right, it'll try to jump right back on you. Those old demons, if you're not examining yourself, being careful and filtering your life through the scriptures. That old stinky demon will try to get right back on you, man. Okay, so you got to make sure that you're examining yourself. That's one of the ways that you have to examine yourself, man. All right. This is Matthew's 7:5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then shall thee clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. That's another thing too. You gotta make sure that you're 100% right. All right, you gotta make sure that you're 100% on point. You know, you gotta always make sure that before you try to judge somebody else, that your spiritual walk is on point. All right, we gotta really be careful with that. You know, we gotta really be careful with that and make sure that that you got your stuff together. You don't want to come down on the brother, then Lord end up coming down on you because you wasn't right. So it's a thin line between that. You have to really be careful about what you say and things that you do. All right. This is Psalms 119. Psalms 119 and 5. Salakia. Bear with me. 13 and 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. You got to check yourself, man. All right, on a daily basis. Make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. All right, make sure that you're walking this walk 100% right. All right, make sure that you're in knowledge of the Lord. We're not going to be perfect, but we strive for perfection in this truth. All right, so you got to try to make sure that you're doing what's commanded of us. You know, trying to stay on point as much as you can. It says, prove your own selves. Yeah, you gotta let yourself know, hey, nah, man, you messing up. Yeah, you got something ain't right. Let's check ourselves. Let's see what's going on. Let's examine our daily walk. Let's examine what we did today, what we've been doing all week. Let's examine the people that we have around us. All right. Let's examine the conversations that we're having. All right. You have to check all of these things, man. Prove your own selves, knowing you not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you. You got to make sure that the Lord is in you, man. You got to make sure that you're walking this walk as Mashiach did. All right. Like I said, we're not going to be perfect, but we're gonna have to put your best foot forward in this thing. No matter how you feel about it, how you think about it. Hey, you got it. Hey, when you come into this truth, you lose your life. This life is no longer yours. Your life belongs to who? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So we have to walk. We have to walk as He did. All right. We have to walk as the disciples did. What did they do? They gave up everything for this truth. Totally everything for this truth. All right. Their families, their livelihoods. They gave up everything and walked, left with Yahweh Shai. So we have to be in that same mindset. That we have to give up everything for this truth. And giving up everything, we have to constantly examine ourselves to make sure that we're walking that type of way. Okay? Because you can always give lip service. It's just what the scripture say, make that calling to make that election sure. All right? You don't want to be those people that say that they honor the Lord with their mouth, but their hearts are far from Him. So you want to examine yourself to make sure that you're walking one to one with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai as much as possible. All right. It says, as Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you, except you be retrobates. You know, you don't want to be a retrobate, man. All right. Not at all. You got to look at the rest of this world. It's going to be destroyed. We're what? Holy, which is separate from this world. Okay? So we're not supposed to be a part of this world. And we living in a wicked kingdom. So you have to check. You got to check yourself in this place, man. Everything around us is wicked. From our women to our children, to everything. So you have to constantly be checking your spirit, making sure that you're walking in the spirit. All right, because this evil and wicked place that Esau calls home is detrimental for us Israelites, man. Because nothing is nothing is 100% kept right through the scriptures. Everything they do is against the scriptures. So we have to constantly examine ourselves, make sure that we're on that right path. With that, shalom.